Afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me, please. I will start reading questions pretty much once I get confirmation that you can see and hear me. This is going to be a Q&A live stream. You can post one question per person. I don't have to have worked with you before for you to post a question. That's fine. Everyone's welcome. I do not read the future. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. I read for like wellness stuff, you know, how to help people be balanced and whole and all that. No future prediction stuff. Oh, good. I'm getting my confirmations. Thank you so much. Thanks for my greetings. You guys are so sweet. Hello. So I have some United States hellos. I won't read, other than the United States, because the majority of my clients are in the US, I won't read your country unless you actually say it. So someone from Sweden is saying hello. Thank you so much. All right. That's great. Thanks. This live stream is the Q&A. I'll go for roughly an hour, 20 minutes. Then I'll take a break, and then I'm going to do a little like live stream that's just on the creative rings, which are above the head, 3 gold creative rings. I want it to be like really quick and focused, so it'll be a walkthrough on healing and unblocking and repairing your creative rings. So then it'll be a nice in-depth but short video later that people can refer to on creative rings. All right. So, first question. Hi, Janet, and she gives her initials, which is important. Thank you so much, because that is a popular first name among my clients. Thanks for the Q&A. I've been working with my angels on my love life in my sleep from time to time. I would say, yeah, like 4 times a week you're working on it in your sleep with your angels. You're very motivated. Have I met my future partner in my sleep? Your angels don't, they're being coy about that, because it's all about, are you ready to meet the person in the body, you know, because obviously you would have known, you know, your future partner, we're talking someone who's, you know, I have a feeling you're talking about the person who would be lifetime level compatible with you, you know, compatible for a long-term, very long-term love relationship, right? So not just love, but compatibility and long-term compatibility. So for a person like that, it wouldn't be the first time that you've known them. You know, you would have had past lives where you've known them, and positive past lives. So meeting them on the astral is kind of like not a big deal. I mean, that's not the point. The point is, because you met them before too, I mean, you know, the point is, are you ready to manifest meeting them in the body? And if not, what do you need to do to streamline that process and keep working on that? So your angels show me like physical stretching, like hips, thigh stretching, lower back, that whole region, because together with working first and second chakra presence, you know, being in your first and second chakra, but also the physical stretching daily if you could, you know, even if it's just like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, worst case, you know, but just some upper leg, thigh, hip, lower back type stretching. Careful, of course, but because like right now you're in 7 through 2, the last week you've been in 7 through 2, so it's pretty present. But you know, if you really want to streamline some bigger things in your life, you know, being in your first chakra all the time is the best way to do it. You know, so to be in your first chakra, you'd have to be in all your major chakras, because we come in from the top, right? So yeah, so I would say keep working on first chakra presence. Second and first chakra together, just because you know, the more flowing and easy it is for you to be in your second chakra, then the more extra energy and power you'll have to work on being in your first chakra. So work them both together. But really, first chakra is your final frontier, you know, to work. And but couple it with physical stretching, because it seems like that'll kind of kick up the energy blocks that are the most stubborn, and try to focus on what am I avoiding? What energy blocks am I really not trying to see in my first layer that often trigger? So what first layer blocks am I avoiding? What energy blocks am I grounding? Am I avoiding? And then of course melt them. So I hope that helps. But yeah, meeting them in your sleep is not really the point, you know, because having a partner in your sleep isn't really enough. Okay, so I hope that helps. So it says, hi Janet, what do I need to heal or practice to get in contact with my intuition? And you mentioned your first name and last initial, thank you. So, you know, all your abilities get stronger and stronger and stronger the more present you get. So that's what I'm going to look at first, is how present are you. Right now you're in 7 through 3. You do have some aura damage, upper back a little bit to your left, back left. So maybe if you fix that aura damage, then you might pop into 7 through 2, which could be even nicer than 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. You have a teeny bit of damage to your 7th chakra, so that's going to get in the way of your intuition. Intuition is 7th and 5th. 7th chakra like helps you to know things really fast and make intuitive-based decisions really fast, quickly. But 5th chakra is also related throat chakra, because 5th chakra is inner voice. And so you need like a really nice inner stillness and silence in order to hear your angels, to hear your own thoughts, and not be distracted by, you know, sort of a cacophony of messages from other people that are, you know, they're sending them to you on a spirit level. So I would say definitely make sure your 7th and your 6th chakra are fully repaired at all times. But, you know, you could do that for all your chakras, make sure they're repaired at all times. But the more you get into all your chakras, the stronger every ability would be for you. So I hope that makes sense. Your Wei Qi auras look pretty good. I don't know if that's a conscious thing that you've been repairing your Wei Qi auras, or just in your sleep you've been working at, but they're pretty good right now. Someone says, and you mentioned your name, thank you. Hi Janet, I've been working on a job and love, but I'm always afraid and hesitant when opportunities come, even good ones. I feel like I'll mess up. I'm not sure why I'm like this. Any advice? Working on a job and love. So does that mean you're unemployed and you're working on manifesting a new job? Or does that mean you have a job and you're manifesting a new job? I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't think your hesitations are terrible right now. You have less fear than you've ever had. You're just aware of it more. I think in the past you used to be more in denial about your own fears and kind of make excuses and just, you know, not think about it. So I think you have less fear than you've ever had before. You have more ability to make up your own mind than ever before. So I would just try to validate that, you know, because sometimes self-awareness is, you know, a little dicey, because then you're aware of, you know, having fear, and you're aware of, you know, having hesitation. Whereas, you know, before maybe you were just a puppet of your parents. I mean, you weren't, but, you know, before you were more of like a soup. of what your family members want for you and what you want, you know, whereas now you got that largely cleaned out. And so you can hear your own fear, you can hear your own hesitation. But I would say just, you know, love yourself, accept that, and just, I mean, it can get even better, but that's a pretty decent place where you're at right now, where you can actually hear you. Because if you can hear your own fear and your own hesitation, then you can work on it. You know, like for example, maybe some inner wounds relate to those hesitations. And obviously tightness in your first chakra, in your first layer closest to your body, relate to the feeling, you know, fear. So, you know, to heal inner wounds, you just imagine them like slashes out in front of you and just, you know, put gold light in them so they can melt away. So you could just, you know, continually work on that, you know, continually unblock your first layer in your first chakra, and you know, like I said to the other person, especially look at, okay, well, what first chakra energy blocks am I really trying to not notice and melt those. And then, you know, heal inner wounds also that are causing you to doubt your own wisdom. Yeah. But I mean, really, this is definitely an illustration of how sometimes you make a lot of progress, but it might not feel that way, because you're more aware of what's you, and then you're aware of, you know, some weaknesses that you've always had, and you had them even more than you do now. So anyway, I hope that helps. Congratulations on all your progress so far. Someone says, "Hi Janet, thank you for doing this Q&A. You're very welcome. 3 of us have been using your techniques daily on," and you mentioned this person's name and age, thank you, "who is recovering from brain surgery. Do the angels have any messages or suggestions for us?" Okay, so as far as energy healing work, the chakra filaments could be nice to work more regularly, because I can see, you know, I know, because I think you mentioned it before, or you know, I've mentioned, you know, like energy flow in the spine, and that seems nice. But chakra filaments, just because his physical body needs to catch up with the vitality that his spirit has right now. His spirit's like really ready to, you know, plow forward and rock it out, and his body's still kind of like, yeah, don't we get to like rest for another month? So it seems like his physical body needs more physical plane kind of comforts, like maybe like Epsom salt foot soaks, and maybe maybe like some scents, like rose essential oil scent. I mean, obviously, it would have to be scents that he finds pleasing, but you know, if there are some rose scents or some floral scents that he likes the smell of, or just, you know, moisturize his skin, and like music, smell, moisturizing, foot soaking, even a full tub Epsom soak, salt soak. Um, but just, it seems like his body needs to catch up and is having, you know, taking longer, which is not unusual. But so the energy healing part of that would be the chakra filaments. Also, his first and second layers and first and second chakras, um, astral and physical, are sort of the laggers, which is also typical. You know, laggers meaning they're just not as flowing and bright and you know, so that could be nice too. You know, focus a little bit more on the second and first chakras and layers rather than more than just all of the chakras, although that helps. But yeah, so chakra filaments and then first and second chakras and layers, astral and physical. And then other than that, just I don't know if he has the energy or the motivation to do those little self-care things of fragrances and music awareness, you know, like making sure he's playing music he really likes, and, you know, little baths or soaks. If he doesn't have the motivation for that stuff, then maybe some more fourth chakra work, because that could motivate some self-care. So hope that helps. Tell your other healers I said hi. Someone says, "Hey Janet, how have I been doing on my job move goals?" Yes, new job and moving. I've been feeling a little down this past month. Path clearing has helped, but wondering if I need to be working something else too. Well, I think part of the feeling down this past month is just that, you know, these are very like young kind of goals, you know, a totally new job and moving, you know, not just down the street, but far away potentially. Uh, those are very young goals, and this is the most yin time of year. So part of it is just that. It's just not a time of year where nature makes you want to do those giant projects. But I can look to beyond that. It seems like you have a little bit of indecision between, not between, like, you don't want to stay where you're at, on any level, you know, but there's like the sort of the stepping stone job, and then there's more of like the ultimate job. And sometimes you're like, well, why do I work so hard to manifest this stepping stone job? Why don't I just go for the ultimate job? But your angels keep saying that stepping stone job is there for a reason. It makes the move easier. It's more mainstream, dependable. It's more in line with your job history, so that it sort of gives this progression to your resume, and you know, it just kind of makes sense. And you know, there's job security and all that. So I guess it seems like maybe if you could do some inner child healing, because that's a very adult thing to be able to choose the stepping stone job because your angels tell you that's what's best, you know, even though your heart really wants the ultimate job, you know, yesterday. So do some inner child healing so that you're not kind of fighting your angels on that stepping stone job. Because it's not really about the move right now that you're held up, it's the job. So yeah, inner child healing, I would say. Yeah, do inner child healing about that, you know, ultimate versus stepping stone, and also just any part of you that wants to delay it or put it off or is afraid, you know, heal those parts of you. Some of those are inner child parts of you, some of those are just past life parts of you. So, like, just heal many parts of you. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, "Hi Janet, I've been waking up and not going back to sleep sometimes. This has happened in the past, and I healed myself following your advice. I would appreciate any homework. Thank you so much." It looks like you picked up an invasive being from your sister, just, sort of accidentally. And it looks like a big black wall. And because I like watch you when you're sleeping well before you have the sleep issue, and you're like do 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 do, and your body's asleep, and you're on the astral, and then all of a sudden you come across this big black wall, and it just freaks you out, and then you just are like sort of, you jam back into your body, and you're just like, wow, you're kind of triggered. So it's just a being, but he's also on your spiritual path, so you could see him that way. But he just looks like a big black wall. So, you can just have your angels recycle him and just keep looking for, invasive beings that are messing with your sleep. And you can watch, a movie of yourself. Here's where I was sleeping well, and here's my body peaceful. Here's my spirit peaceful. I have my nice little filaments, happy communication going back and forth. And then what happens, and just kind of watch it. But at this point, it just looks like mainly one invasive being, but it seems like there are a few that you've picked up from, one your husband brought home from work one day, just random little things. So, yeah. So just ask your angels to recycle them, and keep looking for more, and ask your angels when you see more. Ask your angels to recycle them. Okay. Hope that helps. Someone says, "Hi Janet, I'm going through a major shift as I have to move out of my space by March." Yeah, where you're living. "Been doing my basics and wondering how present I've been lately. Been a tough chapter right now, so bit of a tough chapter right now, so I'm focused on keeping my energy and space as healthy as I can to manage all the feelings of chaos. Haha." Whew. Okay, thank you, Janet. You've been in 7 through 2. It seems like there's some funny business going on with both astral and physical for chakras. Kind of like they have like a weird sort of like white party funnel on the front of both of them. Like maybe like a party hat or something, and it's just sort of stuck in the front of each of them. Astral first and physical first. So I don't think there's actual chakra damage. It's just stuff stuck in the front. Okay, we've worked on this before. Like I've mentioned this with you before, and I know you're working on it as far as like your workplace and stuff. But you're a bit of a compulsive reader, so it's hard for you not to read people that you're around and you interact with on like a really thorough level, which is not necessarily a plus. That gets in the way. People can tell on a spirit level when they're being read, and it's unwelcome usually. So there's like, I would say, keep healing that compulsive reader part of you so you can cut it out more and more and more. Because I think part of how you got into trouble with the people how you're in trouble right now, and this is overly intense, this experience of, you know, getting ready to move out, is that you keep reading and you have read the people that you rent from, like to a point where they're not comfortable, you know, and so they're very triggered by you. Um, and so when you're like not able to turn it off because it's a compulsive thing that you do on a subconscious, well, sometimes conscious level. So yeah, I would just say imagine those parts of you that are compulsively reading those, you know, people renting the space to you, and everyone, you know, because it's just a thing you do. Um, and It's not that reading people is wrong, but you know, there's a point at which, you know, you read just enough that is useful and necessary for you within ethical bounds. You know, it's like you don't need to really go beyond a certain point because it's too much. If you don't really need the information, and people prefer not to be read, you know, like that, and so you just read what is necessary. You know, I mean, it's not like there's huge ethical boundaries about it, but you tend to like go way, 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 way beyond, you know, and make a lot of people uncomfortable. Which I think is typical for a reader who's more, you know, early on in the lifetime, you know, where they can read people and read, and it's just like it becomes sort of fascinating, and so I think that's probably typical for a reader, that at first they really go overboard and then they learn to chill out and not do that. But I think if you could speed up that process right now, it would make your move out process easier, because then they wouldn't be freaking out at your first chakra on a continual basis, because you wouldn't be triggering them so much, because those compulsive reading parts of you would stop. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, do more as far as like removing junk from the front of both first chakras, and melting away cords in that first chakra filament. But even more equally as important, I would say, is keep healing those compulsive reader parts of you, so that you stop reading them so much, so that they can just kind of ignore you even though you still live there. That's what they would prefer. And that would be better for you. Okay, hope that makes sense. Someone says, hi Janet, is there anything my angels would like me to work on that I'm not? I'm a little confused as to, I think I know who you are, but I have some people with similar names to your YouTube ID, so I'm just not sure. So I'll do my best. If you had put your first and last name initials with that question, it could have helped me just a tad more, but I'll do my best. You do have some aura damage in the back, your back right. And so you're in 7 through 3, but if you were to repair that aura damage, that could make it easier. You might even get into your second chakra in your second layer, which would be great. Also, indie grounding could be nice. It seems like if I'm reading who you are correctly, you have a spouse, and your grounding tends to you tend to bond your grounding to your spouse's grounding, and that's not helping either of you. So try to imagine your grounding and melt away those parts where you're branching off to your husband's grounding, just so it goes straight down. Because I think if you were to detach from his grounding, repair your aura damage, you probably would be in 7 through 2 then. And then you could just, you know, 2-in-1 layers are the most compressed all the time for you, which is true for most people, many people, I guess. So if you could just, heal, unblock first and second layer, first and second layer, first and second layer, just try to keep, if you only have a minute, first make sure your aura is fully repaired though, the whole aura. But then once that is, then just unblock the innermost 2 layers and make sure you melt away attachments in your grounding to anybody that you care about. Just let them have their own grounding. So I hope that makes sense. It does seem like you're hearing your angels pretty well, considering the issues that you're handling. So I hope that makes sense. The second and first chakra stuff, there is a video that focuses on that. It's called Get Present in Second and First Chakras. So if you search Janet Wright, Get Present, and then the number 2 space, the number 1. So Janet Wright, Get Present 2, 1. There's a video that does that stuff, but you can just do like a quick version if you want, first and second layer stuff. Someone says, hi Janet, I feel like my husband and I have not been communicating well lately. I arranged for some more childcare because I was not coping well, and I feel like he resents all the free time I have. But I feel like he is not understanding that free time is mostly spent doing house chores and errands. When I try to talk to him about it, he gets defensive and tells me not to act so put upon. Yeah, I can't imagine why that comment wouldn't go over well. I'm kind of fuzzy on your husband's first name, so that could have been nice, maybe initials or something, but I'll do my best anyway. Okay, so part of this is a gender thing. Like, you're showing him your pain because you want empathy, you want support, you want, him to say, oh, I hope you feel better, how are you doing? Sort of like little nurturing, kind of soothing energy from him. And so you show him your pain, and for a woman, that would that would probably inspire her to be like, are you okay? How are you today? Do you feel any better? Did you sleep okay? Like sort of this sort of displays of concern. But men socially are sort of, I don't know why, but what they do is their idea of helping is to either fix the problem or make it go away. Like, make it seem like it's nothing. Like how a man comforts another man is like, oh, that's no big deal. You're fine. You could do it. Like, oh, it's okay. Like to sort of disregard it. And that is actually how they show each other, how they help each other, is to like make the problem, if it has a fix, well, they'll fix it. But if it doesn't have a fix, then they'll just be like, oh, it's fine. So you are showing your pain, hoping to get this sort of concern, and he's like, there's nothing there. Why you say that? What? Yeah, lady, So so that's an interesting little issue. Okay, so I think it's sort of 2 approaches that your angels are suggesting. One approach is, stop showing him your pain, because it just makes him, because it's not something that there's an immediate fix for. It's not like, oh, this screw needs screwing in. Can you get that wrench and screw it in? Oh, of course, honey, I'll screw it in now. I did it. I fixed your problem. That gets a big testosterone rush. That's nice, for him. But if you show him a problem that doesn't really have a fix, then his option is to just go, that's nothing. You're fine. It's nothing. Which obviously is the opposite of what you want. So stop doing that. just watch your, when you're centered more, and just watch how you do it. Like, here's the blob for you, here's the blob for him, and just watch all these like pain billboards that you keep showing him to try to elicit sympathy and supportive behaviors, and just melt all your pain billboards, and if you've dumped any of them in his space, definitely call him back with big gold suns, because I think that's probably what he resents, is you're dumping copies of your pain into his space, and he's like, lady, I got my own stresses, what are you doing? So I think if you pull your pain presence and your pain billboards out of his space, just call them back. Don't go in there to get them. Call them back into a gold sun, and then give them to your angels maybe, so they can sort out if anything's worth keeping in that mess. I think the biggest problem is your own guilt. So heal inner wounds that are triggering guilt for you. Because I think there's not much problem, really. I mean, you have more free time. Yeah, he's a little envious and triggered because he needs some relief too. Everyone wants to feel better than they already do, right? So if you're doing something, you've manifested a solution that could potentially cause you to feel better once you get over the guilt and stuff. It's natural for him to want some sort of improvement in his life as well, right? So, there could be some way that you guys, enhance his life. Maybe the NFL sports package needs to be purchased, or, something, or not, But, if something comes to mind that, is something that would reduce his stress, that is doable as a family, then that's nice too. But I think for most men, including him, if you're less stressed, it's better for him. And he's smart enough to realize that. I think just your guilt is causing you to dump your pain in his space, which is causing him to disregard your pain verbally and be like, it's nothing. You're making this up. And then you're getting more triggered and more pissed off, and you're dumping more. And then he's, freaking out more and getting more irritable with you. So I think you're not making the whole problem, that's for sure. But I think the biggest problem is you just feel guilt about, manifesting a solution for yourself, which, good for you. So just, heal inner wounds that are causing guilt, and call back all your dumped pain, and melt away your pain billboards, and enjoy your time. He's a big boy. You can, on a spirit level, you can, and he gets healings too. So, you can just remind him on a spirit level that he can work with his angels to manifest a solution for his life, to improve his life. It's not really your job to improve his life. So he can just work with his angels on that. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, hi, Janet, can you please try to read my spiritual age and life purpose at this lifetime, whatever I'm ready to hear right now. Many thanks from my ever curious soul. And pretty flower emojis, thank you. Okay, so spiritual age, I will definitely give a go at. Life purpose, I'm not one to do like those mission statements, your life is about this, I think it's so reductionist, I just don't really like it. So probably won't do too much with, this is your life purpose, but spiritual age, I'll give a go. For people that don't know, I do have I think it's a 3-video set on spiritual age. If you search Janet Wright spiritual age, you'll find them, I'm sure. All right. Seems like you're mid-late second. Mid-late second, so not mid-second, not late second, mid-late. Mid-late second chakra being. But yeah, life purpose, I'm just gonna pass on that. That's, yeah, whatever. How present you are lately, that's I think pretty constructive, you know. Lately you're in 7 through 2 actually, which is way more present than you've been. Like, say if you compare that to like 6 months ago, I mean that's like huge. That's like night and day. So yeah, keep up the good work. Recently I've been talking in this live stream too about try to specifically melt energy blocks that you've been avoiding, because that can sort of speed up your progress. Rather than just melting energy blocks, because then there's a part of you that'll be like, whoop, those aren't there, whoop, those aren't there. So you're melting energy blocks, which does help, but the ones that you're avoiding, you know, those are the ones that will really speed your growth and involvement, you know, even more. So try to keep doing that. When you melt energy blocks in your aura, also look for the ones you're really avoiding, you're really pretending aren't there, and melt those. Same thing with your grounding. When you melt energy blocks in your grounding, especially, you know, make a big pile of all the energy blocks that you're avoiding in your grounding and just melt those. And then do that again. Okay, what are the ones I'm avoiding the most in my grounding now? You make a big pile and saturate them in gold light until they melt. Or blow them up. But yeah, for me, that's, you know, because it's very in the moment. If you're getting more and more present, if you're moving forward on your spiritual path, which you are, then you're working on your life purpose. So you don't have to know what it is. I mean, I just don't think life purpose boils down well to like a little tiny little statement. I think that doesn't, because you accomplish your life purpose by being more present and moving forward on your path. So it's one of those ironies where if you just are like, oh, this is my life purpose, even if that was like a pretty accurate sentence, it could keep you kind of out and it wouldn't really get you moving forward with it as much as if you just focus on being in as many chakras as possible and moving forward on your path. And, you know, so ironic, I guess. Hope that helps. Someone says, hi, Janet. Curious if my angels have any general advice and or recommendations on what to work on lately. I think they've been nudging towards 5th chakra layer work for more peace of mind. That's true, but I would add to it, like layers 3, 2, 1 behind the head and neck and shoulders. So that includes like those good karma windows. You know, there's one in each aura layer, and sometimes you get them damaged. You know, it's not that hard to get them damaged. You know, someone throws energy and it kind of the shock wave goes through, and sometimes it can, you know, damage the creative rings, it could damage chakras, it could damage these good karma windows. So like right now you do have some damage in the good karma windows in layers 3, 2, and 1 back here. So I think just, you know, layers 3, 2, 1 in this whole back area, just kind of keep working that in addition to, yeah, 5th layer, 5th chakra. Telepathic mesh too within that, you know, 5th layer work would be nice. If you wanted a 5th layer walkthrough, of course, there is that video. If you search Janet Wright 5th chakra 5th layer healing, or, you know, less typing, just do Janet Wright 5th chakra layer, because it works on both the chakra and the layer, and it's filmed outside. Anyway, hope that helps. Someone states their name. And they say, "Hi, Jenna. I'm interested in your work, and I'm looking to see what I need to work on to create more abundance in my overall life. Thank you." Okay, so for me, what I do is I help people to be more present and whole and healthy. And then, yes, to manifest things like abundance, things like, um, progress in their love life, different things, right? Productivity, more productivity. But the baseline or sort of the foundation of what I help people do is to get more present and energetically safe, because that's when you're most stable, and it's easier to work on all these other things, once you get your fundamentals down. And so for you, that's what I would check first when I see that question. And you do have aura damage, meaning like the aura is supposed to be like a nice big bubble that doesn't have rips in it. So it's not leaking energy, and it just kind of contains the energy that your chakras are generating, and it flows nicely. It's like a nice dishwashing machine that's really gorgeous, of all this, your energy, and it just helps you do what you need to do in your life. So you have significant rips in the back and upper back of your aura, top of your aura, as many people do who don't repair their auras. So it's not just you, of course. And you have chakra damage in all of your major chakras, 7 chakras along your spine. So, and again, that's not uncommon either for people who don't repair their chakras. So what I would suggest is, this fundamental kind of stuff first. And as you get more and more present, then sure, of course, you can fine tune abundance stuff. But it's sort of the cart before the horse a little bit if you were to just have deep thoughts on abundance right now, because there's some basics that are really taxing your spirit a little too much, having big leaks like that and having that level of, cracks and little missing pieces in your chakras. So aura repair, number 1, and then chakra repair, number 2. So aura repair, the video to learn that, I think that's most ideal, is this video that has in the title gold buffer zones, because the gold buffer zones are what you make after you repair your aura, and it teaches that too. And so it's a good matchup to learn both of those at once. So if you search Janet Wright gold buffer zones, you'll find that video. It's 18 minutes long. At the time, my hair was like dyed purple and blue, and it was shorter. So Janet Wright gold buffer zones, that video, work it a few times to get the aura repaired up. And then you could post under that video or any video asking me to check your progress with aura repair, and post your actual name like you did now. And then chakra repair, if you search Janet Wright chakra repair major minor, 2 different words, major minor, that gives you a very thorough 11-minute video, and work that a few times. And then you could, have me check your work on chakra repair as well, just by posting under any video, say, please check my work with chakra repair and aura repair. Because we want to make sure we get those really well. All the chakras repaired, the aura fully repaired, and then you can just maintain aura repair. I have a lot of videos that do aura repair in them, and grounding. Like if you search generate aura repair, there's one that does grounding and aura repair. So once you learn your buffer zones, then you could dabble with any of my aura repair little videos. But anyway, hope that makes sense. It's kind of like, if you have a house and the roof is half off, you have to deal with that before you fix your backsplash tile in your kitchen, so aura repair, chakra repair. Hope that helps. First chakra technically is for abundance, but all the others help each other. And so since you have damage in all of them, it's just like everything's just harder than it should be. So hope that helps. But once you get more of the basics down and you keep working on it just to maintain, then you get more and more and more present, then of course you can fine tune, and you can search Janet Wright abundance and find some videos that specifically work abundance. But to do that today would be silly. It's better to get your basics fixed up. Hope that helps. And nice to meet you. All right. Someone says hi. Thank you. Hello back. Oh, yes. The whole can see and hear you. Yes. Okay. Someone says, Janet, can you please read my energy? Feeling pretty lost, and it's been randomly. And you're saying you're from Vegas. Hello, hello. Okay. Yeah, actually similar to the person I just read. You have aura damage and you have chakra damage. So, because feeling pretty lost, that's kind of a, that's more of a deeper, like something screwed up kind of a thing, So you would check for it all. How are your basics, Is your aura whole? No, it's not. Are your chakras repaired? No, they're not. So same thing I told the other guy, I think you've probably repaired your aura though in the past. It's just if I look, okay, so today's January 30th, 2022. Your aura has needed repair since the 18th of this month. So like about the last 12 days, you've needed aura repair. And then your aura repair just got worse and worse and worse over like 4 days. And then you needed chakra repair as well for like the last week. So yeah, that would not be good. I'm sorry that you went through that, but try to be more consistent with your aura repair so that it doesn't get so bad. I know that's easier said than done. Maybe, it takes time for people to build up a level of discipline with their aura repair. But, like I was telling the other guy, I think you already know that process. So, there are a lot of little 10-minute walkthrough type videos that I have that have aura repair in them. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, easy. You should be feeling a lot less lost if you fully fix your aura, repair your aura, and repair all your chakras. And like the other guy, you can post, just keep working it a few times though, but then you could post, ask me to check your aura repair and chakra repair. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Janet. How can I enhance my spiritual abilities according to my angels? Thank you. Yeah, it's the same thing I've been telling everyone else. I mean, I promise that's what they're literally saying. You just answered this question 5 times. So yeah, it's just the more present you get, your spiritual abilities open up more. It's just everything's easier once you get more present. I mean, it doesn't fix all life problems, but it's just they just work better. So these days you're either in 7 through 3 or 7 through 2. It sort of varies by the day. Meaning, 76543 or 76543 2. Right now you're in 7 through 3 only because you do have aura damage in the upper back. So that seems a little odd. Maybe you go through periods where you are very regular with your aura repair, and then you go through periods where you're not. So that would be something to correct if you want. Yeah, spiritual abilities aren't just like miracles, it's the result of having your shit together, and so in most cases. So yeah, I would just say try to be more regular with the aura repair. And also just the flow and unblocking of your inner 3 layers, 3, 2, and 1. I mean, you're way more disciplined and present than you have ever been in this life, for context, of course, but you know that, but I just wanted to validate that. So this isn't all like, you're terrible. It's not like that. But yeah, if you have been repairing your aura every day, then maybe use sticky gold wax so that you make sure that you're clearing out the ripped parts and fully repairing them. Okay. Hope that helps. Someone says they're viewing from Florida. Hello, hello, hello. Someone says they're from Texas. Hello, hello. Or currently in Texas. Yeah, which is, I suppose, nicer weather than Chicago right now. I'm hearing that, I hope my New York people aren't super screwed with all the snow. Hope you're okay. Someone says, yay, this is cool. Thank you. So this is, hi Janet, posting my question again since it seems it didn't show up on your end. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that may be true. Yeah, it didn't. Sometimes I get confused and I accidentally skip things, but this time, no, I didn't do that. Okay, so anyway, you're reposting. I'm still unhappy with work-life balance. I worry about work all the time and not doing anything for daughters and self. Every weekend I think about quitting. What do I need to do? Vacation in Hawaii? Thank you. Oh, you get a little eye roll, angel eye roll for that vacation in Hawaii part. Okay, so the thing about a job that you're meant to have is that, I mean, your angels are, they're explaining this or reminding me, I guess. A job that you're meant to have, everyone thinks that once you get that job, it's like wine and roses. It's just like, oh, I got this job. It's the best. Oh. Maybe there are situations like that. But oftentimes, a job that you're meant to have has the potential for being very fulfilling, but it also tends to trigger what you most would rather avoid. So it like makes you clear what you would not otherwise clear. It forces you to clear this stuff. So it stirs up a lot of shit, basically. Like that expression, the toughest job you'll ever love. That's it. It's that it's digging up everything that you would love to put off until like 3 lives from now. And guess what? It's all in your face every day unless you clear it. So that's this job for you, but it doesn't mean it's the wrong job. I mean, that's my job for me too. I mean, being a reader and healer and teacher, it absolutely triggers everything that you would most rather avoid. And you'll just be like roadkill unless you clear it. So, there's that. So I don't think that it's the wrong job. I think you're just looking for reasons to be avoidant. I mean, that whole avoidance thing, there are days when you're sort of on the proactive side of clearing avoidance, but those are like maybe 1 in 5 at this point. So clearing avoidance, just try to be more big on what am I avoiding? What am I avoiding about being a mom? What am I avoiding about having a household? What am I avoiding about being, your profession? And, clear the energy blocks. What inner wounds are you avoiding? What energy blocks are you avoiding clearing? And heal the wounds and clear the blocks and just, get it over with, because it takes so much more energy to avoid the stuff that you're trying to avoid than if you were to just freaking clear it. Like you can just write, just freaking clear it, clear it, heal it, just get it over with. What am I going to avoid all day that's just going to torture me? And just clear it. Because then I think you could, you would have incremental growth, even just by doing that. You could do nothing else the entire day. And you, as a spirit, you would be progressing if you did that every day. So yeah, clear avoidance. Like that, what was that? That avoidance librarian? Heal your avoidance librarian. If you wanted to walk through that, you could just search Janet Wright Heal Avoidance Librarian. But you could freestyle it. Just make big piles of what you're avoiding and blow it up. Do it again and again and again. And then, imagine like slashes out in front of you, all the inner wounds that you're most avoiding healing. And just, just keep going. Gold light through the slashes so they melt away. But, just try to validate that you're doing a job that is so key for your soul and your spirit that it does trigger so much that you're trying to avoid. If you just had a job that was a lot less sort of resonant for your soul, it wouldn't trigger so much. And you could just autopilot through it like 80% of the world is doing. Maybe 60 to 70% of the world is doing. So you're doing something that's more spiritually meaningful to you personally, and therefore it triggers a lot. So it's not that you're a failure, actually. You might need to write that too. I am not, in fact, a failure. Because that does seem to be your default, that you always think you're failing when you're not. So there's that. And you're in all your chakras today, so that's kind of badass right there. You could just pat yourself on the back for that. I mean, no matter what, you're like 10 times more present than you were, 5 years ago. So you can always pat yourself on the back for that one. Even on a bad day, you're still 10 times more present than you would have been 5 years ago. So yeah, you just have this way of viewing everything in the most upside down way possible. Maybe pep up your heart chakra a little bit, because the heart chakra energy is what's going to make you think of the bright side of things. So if you really can't think of any bright side, then your heart chakra's, a little too blocked. So if that makes sense. And thanks for reposting. I don't know what happened to that. Someone gives me a thumbs up. Thank you. Someone says, "Hi, Janet. I wondered if the angels had any advice on what I should be working on aside from aura repair and grounding, which I've tried to regularly." Yes, and your aura is nicely repaired, and your grounding is very nice. So good job. Your first name is very, very popular, though, among my clients. So I'm trying to figure out which one you are. So what do you need to work on? Yeah, just working on your aura and your grounding has gotten you into 7 through 2, actually. The last few days, you've been in 7 through 2 most of the day until it seems like till about 5 o'clock. Then you're in 7 through 3 for the rest of the night. So that could be nice if you just kind of hone in on that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock time and just be like, okay, I could still ground. I could still, be in my legs, and just kind of, it seems like it's the same energy blocks, the same boundary issues every day. So if maybe that time period, if you could just be a little more, try to help yourself a little more, unblock your grounding specifically at that time. Even if it's, 30 seconds here and there, or, if you have the opportunity to maybe half listen to one of my recordings as you're doing something around that time. But yeah, it seems like actually that's what your angels suggest the most. Chakra unblocking could be a nice thing to add to what you've been doing. There's like a little, I believe it's only 5 minutes if you want to walk through of it. Sticky gold wax, 7 chakras. If you search Janet Wright, sticky gold wax, and then the number 7, that'll pull it up. Just to use sticky gold wax to unblock all your chakras. Or you could just imagine them all and then just move the blocks to the side and blow them up. Move them to the side, blow them up, move them to the side, blow them up. That's kind of fun too. But sticky gold wax is cool. Which is what that video does. But yeah, so add unblocking of chakras and also do that time-specific work and kind of reflect upon, okay, what happens to me during that time? It's always, you know, obviously you're dealing with more people, you have more responsibilities at that moment. It's just like there's all this change. But somehow you're losing your boundaries and you're losing your grounding gets really tiny. It's like you forget everything. And you're still in 7 through 3, which isn't bad, you know, but it's just, you know, you tend to take one step back, you know, at that time of day. So you could work on that. That would help. But good job on what you have been working on. I mean, that goes to show you, it's like you don't really have to do, you know, really complicated work. You just have to be consistent with the basics. And if you're consistent with the basics, you will make significant progress. So good for you. That's great. Someone says, hi there from Michigan. Hello, Michigan. Oh my gosh, do you have a lot of snow right now? Post how much snow you have. I would be curious. Right now, we don't have any snow. I'm so grateful. But we're coming up on February, and February, in past winters, February is when we get our quantity of snow, although we already had a bunch of snow in December. So I'm hoping maybe we'll have an atypical February and not have much snow, but I don't trust it, though. I actually bought a snow blower because I'm thinking we're going to have some quantity of snow. But we'll see. Post your snow totals wherever you guys are if you do have snow right now. Okay, someone says, oh my gosh, well, I don't have a particular question. Oh no, I know I have filaments. Physical chakra blocks, energy to bring in, etc. Aside from that, is there anything my angels want to impart to me? Also, hello and thank you for answering our questions. You're welcome. Oops, lost my place. All right. You're in 7 through 2 right now. Grounding is nice. Aura's whole. Wei Qi auras could use a little work. Your Wei Qi auras, like some are really beat up in the front, like missing, like maybe 4 of them are like really scooped out in the front. And 2 or 3 are quite a bit scooped out at the top. So I would say Wei Qi aura repair could be a really nice improvement. But you're in 7 through 2 right now. It looks like you do have a little bit of first chakra damage, physical first chakra only. On the back left, your back left. So chakra repair, first chakra, physical first chakra, and then Wei Qi aura repair. And then you can go back to working your first chakra after you've done more Wei Qi work, because the Wei Qi work is going to make it easier to be more present. So then your first chakra work will be more effective. So you could do basic first chakra repair first, and then do Wei Qi aura repair work, and then just kind of bounce back and forth and keep doing both. That could be nice. Oh, right, that helps. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thanks for the Q&A. You're welcome. Would you please check in on me and provide me with some feedback? Thank you. Sure, I'd be happy to. You're in all your chakras right now, although first chakra, you're kind of like, am I really here? Ah! You know, so it's not a comfortable stay right now in the first chakra, first layer, but you are there. So that's pretty interesting. No chakra damage anywhere, no aura damage anywhere. The back of your grounding is pretty blocked. So I would say unblock the back of your grounding, the back of your first layer. Just do maybe like gold sandstorm or gold fire or something more assertive, just to scour out everything from your first layer in the back and everywhere in your first layer. So more grounding, unblocking in the back, and then first layer everywhere. Sorry, I gotta fix my camera focus. I should clean off my camera too, because I always get like hand lotion. Sorry about that, guys. That's better, I think. All right. So I hope that helps. Someone took back their message. Oh well. Hello. Oh. Yeah. Hello. Anyway. So this is, hi Janet. I've been having a difficult time waking up and staying focused during the day. Any angel advice? And then you said it again. Creative ring damage, 7th chakra damage. Yeah, creative ring damage and physical and astral damage to your 7th chakra. So both 7th chakras are damaged and your creative rings are damaged. So yeah, repair that. Your aura is a little bit weird. It's probably you repaired it, but it's still not fully happy. It looks like very bruised in like the upper back of 6th and 7th layers back here. It's just heavy and like hard and crusty and unhappy. So it's not technically leaking, just like scarred and bruised, the 6th and 7th layers. So yeah, melt that stuff away and repair your 7th chakras and repair your creative rings. And that should fix it up. That should get you back to your focused, perky self, I think. Otherwise you're kind of like, whoa, what's going on? So, hope that helps. Someone says, hi, Janet. Hello. I really want to work on my creativity, writing, songwriting, and I have some blocks. Is this a 2nd chakra thing for me? Does my endometriosis relate to repressed energy there too? Thanks. And you mentioned your name. Does my endometriosis relate to repressed energy there too? Your angels say those are 2 separate things. Okay, so first I'll just check the basics. Actually, you're in all your chakras right now. Go, girl. So yesterday, all day long, you were in all chakras. So that was Saturday, Friday, 7 through 2 all day. Thursday, 7 through 2, Wednesday, 7 through 2. It seems like you're in all your chakras on the weekends and then 7 through 2 during the week. So try to, during the week, like, just unblock your first chakra, your first layer, just maybe indie grounding also. Because it seems like when you're around people, you're kind of like, you're attaching to their grounding. Like, am I okay? Are you okay? Are you okay with me? Like that. Just do indie grounding and first layer unblocking more during the weekdays specifically. I think you could work more in your creative rings, unblocking those, because there's a way in which I'm going to do a little 10-minute walkthrough soon-ish, like it'll start in about a half hour from now, just on creative rings. It'll be thorough and to the point, so I won't really interact much with the audience, but you could do it live then, or you could do it as a video course later. But there's a way in which if you unburden your creative rings enough, it does help your new energy to come in a lot better, because your energy has to come in through the creative rings. And so sometimes they're so burdened that they're actually keeping the stuff out, the you know, the new ideas and the new inspiration and the new levels of expression and all that you're trying to bring in. So more creative ring unblocking, and just intuit, like, okay, are my creative rings unblocked enough that I'm bringing in all the new creativity energy that I have for today? You know, yes, no, and then just keep unblocking them more. But the weekday stuff, you know, that slows you down, you know, to be less present. You want to ideally try to be in all your chakras all the time. So that could be, you know, just something you work on. It's like, okay, it's a weekday. I'm not going to phone it in for my first chakra. I'm really going to, you know, just because it's a weekday doesn't mean I can't be here and have my own grounding, have my own courage, you know, courage, first layer. Okay. So yeah, so creative rings and first chakra, first layer. Weekdays. Okay. Because it's like, for a weekday, you're a little bit matching other people too much. On a weekend, you're kind of like, okay, I'm an individual. But on the week, you're kind of like, oh, is everyone all right with me? You know, like, is everyone stressed? Is everyone happy? You know, you're a little too much aware of everyone else on the weekdays. Maybe heal your heart chakra a little more, just so that you have a more balanced awareness of yourself and others. You know, because I think if the heart chakra gets too blocked, that's when you become overly extroverted. So you could unblock your heart chakra more on the weekdays. Okay. Hope that helps. Someone says, on Friday afternoon, I got tired and didn't have motivation to work or even relax in a healthy way. This happens more than I'd like. Can you see what it was and suggest how I can handle it better? Thank you. Sure. You were whacked and your 7th chakra was damaged as well. So you had aura damage and your 7th chakra was damaged. So that makes a lot of sense that you were just kind of like, wow. You know, I mean, you got rest, but it was, you know, it wasn't, the finesse wasn't there of like, oh, let me nurture myself and enjoy this rest. You know, it was just like, you know, that usually there's some damage involved with that, or just like a huge processing day. But this was the damage making it sort of, you know. You still do have a little bit of aura damage, actually, like little spiky rips in your 7th layer and 6th layer, and you still have that damage to your 7th chakra. You just have adapted. But yeah, repair both your 7th, repair all your chakras, because actually your 6th chakra is a little damaged as well, astral and physical. So yeah, just repair all your chakras. That walkthrough is 11 minutes. Janet Wright, repair chakras major minor, separate words, repair chakras major minor, 11-minute video. Yeah, do that, but repair your aura first a little bit more. Just use sticky gold wax to clean out all the rips and then repair it so it gets fully repaired. But yeah, that's so yeah, I would say when you say that happens more than I'd like, then maybe just try to be proactive about, because that process of repairing your chakras also unblocks them too. So it's never a waste of time. So you could just kind of learn that process, you know, of using a composite copy and repairing all your major and minor chakras, and just do it every day, no matter what. You know, you can do it twice a day, no matter what. You know, that way you sort of nip it in the bud if something does happen to a few of your chakras and you're too busy to kind of realize it. Then you just, because the problem is, you know, if you get the damage, it makes you kind of stupid, you know, it makes you less intuitive and less, you know, self-care-ish, you know. So if you have rituals where you're doing it no matter what, like say, you know, you're doing it when you feed your cat, or you're doing it when you know, it's 4 o'clock, have you repaired your chakras today? You know, that kind of thing. Maybe try to, you know, have some rituals so that, you know, there's a little bit more of a safety net that you've given yourself. Hope that helps. Someone says, hello, Janet. I seem to be stuck in my 7th and always feel like I'm floating, having trouble grounding and being present. Any advice? Thank you. And you mentioned your first name only. You could, if you would add your last initial, that could be extra cool for me, just because I read with first and last names. But, you know, that's fine. I'll work through it. So you do not have aura damage. Do you have chakra damage? Yeah, you have considerable chakra damage, actually. I wonder if you do repair your own chakras, then something's wrong with your process. Maybe use sticky gold wax to clean them off first, and then use gold light, and then you do more sticky gold wax to clean them off, and do more gold light. But yeah, you have significant chakra damage in some chakra damage in all the chakras, significant chakra damage in your upper chakras. So yeah, there's that video, 11 minutes, where you repair all of them. Janet Wright, repair chakras, major, minor. You can do that a few times, you know, over a few days, and then ask me to check your work. Just say, you know, Janet, can you check my work with chakra repair? And put your last initial too. You know, put your initials. Maybe that would be nice. But yeah, so you're not stuck in your 7th. It's that your 7th is really damaged. I mean, you know, it's like it should be just an open cylinder, kind of like this, but you know, just a cylinder in here. And it's like as if we just took a hammer to it and just went, you know, it's like got a big missing piece here and a smaller missing piece here, and then some little chips here, you know, so yeah, there's that. But your grounding is okay. It's just, it's hard to be present when you have that much chakra damage, that's all. So, but you can take care of that. That should fix the floaty stuff. All right, someone says, hi, Janet, thank you for Q&As. I'm going to wrap up very soon, by the way, people. So if I don't get to your question, which obviously there are a lot that I won't get to, feel free to post it under, I'm not going to, you know, answer all of them just because they're posted here because I have a life. But if you want, you know, repost your question underneath as a comment when it's a video, and I will get to it sooner or later, like within a week or two. I'll get to it, and I'll post a reply under your question. Okay, so anyway, hi Janet, thank you for Q&As. My hubby was very harsh with me over dinner last night with his family. Oh, that's fun. I noticed he was not that present, but to be that mean, I don't think I was in his space. No, you were not. His mom was so in his space. I bet he doesn't even remember what he said to you. I bet you anything, because he was so out. He was so out. I mean, she was really there. So it was basically your mother-in-law was mean to you, using your husband's mouth at the dinner. Rah, 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 rah. So sorry about that. That doesn't look fun at all. But yeah. Yeah, your mother-in-law gets very triggered with you. Because you're like, I mean, geez, I mean, you know, you could be in all your chakras around her. And I mean, that's really hard for her to fathom. I mean, it's not like there's no women from her culture who are in all their chakras, but it's nobody she wants to be around, you know? Like, she's very like, you know, you should be the puppet master of your whole family. And as a puppet master, there's no way you're going to be in all your chakras because it's a two-way street, that level of control. And so, you know, she basically would love for you to be an out-of-body puppet master like her, and you're not at all. You're doing the exact opposite. And so it just drives her up a wall. So but I don't know, like, I know she's in a whole different country. So, but even if you were only with the people in this country and she wasn't there physically, she was there spiritually. She really was her, and not one of his sisters. His sisters, you trigger his sisters, but not at the same level. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it wasn't really, about your husband, kind of. He was just an out-of-body experience for him. It's still bad karma for him because he channeled it at you, you know? He was the vessel. but it's I wouldn't bother talking to him about it because he doesn't know it happened, really. Like, he would be like completely denying it because he wasn't around for it. He was like barely in the room at the time. So I guess what you could, you know, I mean, because he has chakra damage and aura damage right now, so you could, you know, once obviously take care of yourself first, but then you could say hi to him on a spirit level and just remind him to, you know, be specific and just say your angels can help you repair your aura. I'll do it now. Your angels can help you repair your aura. Your angels can help you repair your chakras. Yeah. So, but unless, in case that process stops halfway through, you could remind him later as well. But he gets healing, so he knows how to work with his angels. He just needed a reminder because he got so screwed. Fun with genetic family members. Someone says, hey Janet, I saw this messy looking blob energy, kind of like knots, like hair, hanging off my boyfriend's head. And you mentioned his initials, thank you, while he was sleeping. And I cleared it and he stopped snoring. Can you explain what that was? It was just a being, an invasive being. Invasive beings, they're just, I mean, they don't have bodies, so they can look however weird way they want. You know, and sometimes they try to kind of like freak you out by how they look, you know. But, you know, obviously it's not him. So just be like, angels, if that's an invasive being, can you recycle it? You know. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know that that's typical that invasive beings cause snoring, though. It could just be he got a lot more present, you know, at that point, and his chakras kind of realigned, and, you know, and then he stopped snoring as a nice side effect of the clearing. But yeah, that's funny. So there's that. What you can do, though, is you can have, like, I don't know if you live with him or you live separately, but any home that you visit very frequently, you can have an agreement just on a spirit level with the person who owns that home that they let their angels fully clear out the home all the time and fully clear out anyone that comes into the home. You know, so say if you guys live together, then you just both have on a spirit level this agreement that the angels are gonna, his angels and your angels are gonna clean out you guys and all visitors to the home as you're coming onto the property, you know, so that, I mean, it's not like perfect then, you know, but then there's less likely to be, you know, sort of riffraff, you know, around, you know, when you're in the home. So you just, you know, once you meditate your little center, just say hi to your partner on a spirit level and just be like, hey, you know, can you ask your angels so that we can set up angel agreements for, you know, to clean us out all the time before we come home and while we're at home. Okay, so hope that helps. Thank you, Janet, about question about stepping stone job and ultimate job. I've been fighting my angels about stepping stone job a few months ago and hoping I wasn't doing that again. Oops. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you for this Q&A. Any angel messages for me? Your angels keep saying stop, but I don't know what the heck they're saying stop about. You're in 7 through 2 right now. Back of your grounding looks nice. No chakra damage, no aura damage. First layer is really, really tight. Yeah, I think just like stop avoiding first chakra blocks is the rest of that sentence. Like keep looking at, okay, well, what blocks am I avoiding in my grounding and what blocks am I avoiding in my first layer, and just keep clearing what you're avoiding in your grounding in your first layer. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Someone says, hi, Janet. you mentioned your name. Thank you for this Q&A. So this is the second to last question. The next one is the last question. Sorry. I love all you guys, I swear to God, but I have to take a break and then I have to do the other live stream. Okay. So anyway, hi Janet, you mentioned your name. Thank you for this Q&A. Any angel messages for me and my wife? Oh, sure. Your wife, her aura is whole, her chakras are undamaged, so that's great, but her grounding is very tiny. It's like more like a rope, you know, going down as opposed to like a big waterfall as wide as her whole aura. So I don't know if she's how consciously open to all the stuff she is, but if she's not so open to just double checking her grounding and making it a nice red or orange or yellow waterfall and making sure, you know, just imagine it flowing and getting that back, then maybe just reminder on a spirit level. But her aura and her chakras are undamaged. They're a little too congested because her grounding is so tight. And it has been that tight since Thursday. Wednesday and earlier it was nice and fairly wide and flowing actually. But just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today it's been really teeny. Your angels say you need to have more fun, relax and have fun. Yeah, so not really meditation advice, just fun advice. Relax and have fun. Hope that helps. Someone says, okay, this is the last one. Hi Janet, I've been practicing the get present in first and second chakras video. Oh, awesome. Can you check to see if I'm in all my chakras? Not yet. That takes time. But you're in 7 through 2, which is a big deal. Yesterday you were in 7 through 2 until about 4 o'clock your time, and then you were in 7 through 3, and then yeah. So you're at that point where you can be in your second chakra now, which is a big step forward, but just not the whole day yet. So just keep working that video. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just basically you're getting rid of backlog from lifetimes of energy blocks that you didn't fully clear in that life. You know, when you don't fully clear emotional baggage, fear baggage, you know, emotions is second chakra, fear stuff is first chakra. Technically courage is first chakra, but the blocks in there cause fear. So if you you know, say you had some phobia that you never cleared in a lifetime, well, guess what? Those blocks are still there. You know, if you had some emotional baggage, like say you hated your sister or something in some past life, well, those blocks are still there. You know, if you didn't get over it before you transitioned, you know, and most people don't realize that they need to get over their stuff before the end of the life. Otherwise, they're just going to burden their future lives. So it takes, that's why it takes longer than you would think it would, just because there's backlog from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. So, but what you're doing is totally working. It just keep up the good work, essentially. But you're in 7 through 2 right now, and you're able to be in 7 through 2 for at least like 4 to 6 hours at a time, depending, at this point. So good job. Good job. Okay, so that's it. Again, I love you guys. Thanks for the questions. They are awesome questions, and feel free to repost under the video if you do want me to answer it if I didn't get to it, and I will get to it within a week or two if you post under the video your question. Okay, so you're so cool, and I'm going to take a break, and then I am going to do a live stream that is very focused and specific just on creative ring, unblocking, and repair. And it'll be approximately 10 minutes or so, that live stream, just because I want it to be a very short video later that people can use. Creative rings help with mental focus, help with all 7th chakra function just because they're so close to the 7th chakra. They help with waking up with more clarity and you know, like better waking up. And they help with bringing in new energy. They help with creative inspiration. They generate gold light that could come down and help give extra energy to all your chakras. So they're very useful. They help with empowerment and stuff just because they help your 7th chakra. Not just because they help your 7th chakra, but they help with empowerment, autonomy, stuff like that. So anyway, okay, you guys are awesome. And I'll show you Bambi, who's right here, before I sign off. So I'll keep talking because otherwise YouTube cuts me off if I stop talking. So I'll have to keep talking. But anyway, here's Bambi right here. She's so cute. She actually, we had a little bit of a health scare with her recently. She kept getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, but now she's making a comeback. I got her special food that she really likes, so she's hopefully gonna put all that weight back on. So anyway, that's Bambi. That's Bambi, one of our 3 cats, who is quite old, maybe 17 or so. Okay, rescued from the streets of Chicago on I think it was December 1st or December 11th or something, 2006. All right, you guys are awesome. Take care. Bye. Maybe I'll